Yeah.
So my parents finally get me a ticket when I get out. And they're like, "Hey, well, you're gonna come here." I'm like, "Yeah." They get me a ticket, and I got here, and I was so freaking sick that I was going crazy, and I didn't know what to do. And every day it would get worse and worse to the point where I couldn't even function, and I couldn't go outside because I was feel too weak and like. So you know what I did?
What?
I like okay, one night I got really like it was really bad, really bad, and I thought I was gonna die, and I had really bad anxiety, and it helped me like when I was as I like when I walked, it felt just a little bit better because I don't know why, but it's something to do with my brain and my body. If I walked, I felt if I was in motion, it wouldn't be like as intense. So I got up in the middle of the night and I walked. I walked all the way like 4 miles, and I found this guy. Actually, this guy found me. He was waiting. Okay, like now this is I need your advice because I really want to know. Because look, I had with me no phone, no money. I mean, I thought I was gonna die, and I couldn't. I was scared and I didn't know what to do, and that's my way of coping is to leave and walk. Okay. So, so this guy is waiting for the bus to go to work, and I asked him for a cigarette, and he says, no, I don't have a cigarette, but if you want, I can get you a pack. Come with me. He got me a pack of cigarettes, and he says, you look like you need to rest, or you're like, do you not have anywhere to go? I said, yeah, actually, I don't. And he said, okay, I live in a hotel right here, by the stop. I'm going to work, but it's okay if I take you to the hotel and then I'll come back and I get off at like 7 in the morning. Or do you think he's a part of them? Do you think that they're still running a cycle up on me? And I still know this person, and I lived with this person for 8 months, and I was then like, okay, like so pretty much when I got there, so I said, yeah, okay. So I never left. I was there with him. I like it got to the point where I like they would show all day. I would try to like every day I thought I was gonna die. Every day nobody knew what was going on. I was normal, but I felt so fucking weird and sick. And then I stopped eating because it would be more intense after I ate, and it was like burning my insides. I felt like my insides were burning, and every day like I can't explain it. I would just try to stay alive every day. And at night, the feeling like, okay, all day the feeling would be like, first in the morning, it would be intense when I would wake up. Then it would be gradually, like, you know what I mean, even out. And then, so all I had, like, pretty much I had to use my brain to stay alive. And I just would tell myself, if you rest, and plus on top of the poisoning and the sickness, I was exhausted. It was like I couldn't even walk. Like I don't even know how I walked that far. You know what I mean? But anyway, so every day would get more and more intense. Got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. I barely took a shower, barely went to the bathroom. But I was like normal. You know what I mean? So nobody looked like I was sick with a fever. So like this guy or the person, he really didn't say much to me. You know what I mean? But then I realized, like, how come he's not like...
He was in on it.
He's not... Huh?
He was in on it.
You think so?
Yeah.
But I still know him. You think he's in on it. You think so, right? Because I cannot figure it out. Because he acts like I can't explain. He acts like, you think he's in on it? I have to tell you more, but...
Well,
gotta figure it out.
A lot of stuff is like on a need-to-know basis. So there's always a lot of people in on it, but at what level they're in on it depends. He might not know everything that happened to you unless you told him, but he was in on it at a certain level. His position might have been a lot more innocent than what you had went through before you met him. You know?
But at the same time, they told him, hey, look, get this girl, confront her or whatever, get her, you're going to be our supporter. Is that how they do it? I really would like to know the whole answer.
Yeah, it could.
We need to figure it out.
It could be like that. It could be that, they targeted you. I mean, you're a very attractive female, and so, they targeted you and they wanted you to have a handler, and so maybe they're just...
No, I know why they targeted me. They targeted They hated me because they would hear me talking about these snitches, but I never told anybody. It's not like I went out and I was saying, hey, you know what? I think this guy's a snitch. And da, da, da. I never said anything to anybody. I was talking to Kenny in the room, right? And I would tell him, hey, you know, I think he's a snitch because, you know, remember the other day when while he was whatever I said, you know, that's when it started. I think that they heard me, and I somehow because pretty much I'm like 90% sure that a dirty retired or just a dirty Fed was involved. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm right, right?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
After putting it all together, I realized that it was a Fed with the kind of poisoning it was, with the kind of psyop it was. But I don't understand why. Like, I think that it was a personal problem with me. Because I'm Russian,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay, like I'm Russian, right? And when they did the psyop on me, they would talk to me. They would talk to Hitler. Like, they would tell me shit like, do you know? Well, like they acted like I was the one involved, and all the Jews getting killed in Russia. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm Russian. So I think that they had a personal issue with me just because I'm Russian, and they wanted to kill me for the fun of it because of the Jews that got killed back in World War II. That's what I think. What do you think?
I think that's extremely probable, and there might be something that they know about you that you might not be aware. They might have a little more information about your family history. You might be a descendant of somebody that they know of that was, you know, powerful or something like that at one time years ago in Russia. I mean, they're into genealogy and stuff like that. The more the deeper. It sounds like you're not just getting gang stalked. It sounds like you were in the middle of some sort of intelligence operation, like you said.
What do you mean? You're scaring me.
No, it sounds like they know a little bit more about you than what you're aware of. For them to go through all that on you, that's.
But I think that I know, but I think that I think that it's something to do beyond Earth, beyond this life. I think that it has to do with who I am in spirit. Don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. All this stuff is tied into the occult. You know, the spirituals.
Right.
It's all these people. Whether you're talking about the federal government or whoever you're talking about, ultimately it all boils down. It all eventually goes back
It
into
all connects to that, and you know what else?
right.
And you know what the government's connected to? It's connected to aliens.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But how?
Yep.
But how is it all connected? How is it all? We need to figure it out because we're really close to this. You're very like me. When I doubt myself, I always doubt everything because whatever, you know what I mean? How whatever for whatever reason. But you, like your way of thinking is like the right way because you're confident about you're sure of yourself or you're sure of things. I'm very like it happened to me, but I'm still not sure. I'm still like, hey, it's gonna be this way, it's gonna be that way. But really deep inside I think I should know. So I think we could figure it out and we'll be like so happy. I'll be so happy because we figure it out and then life will be so much easier.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'll do whatever I can. I'll whatever it takes. I'm there for you. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. That supernatural stuff about reptilians and stuff. That stuff's real because I had some sort of.
Let me tell you. Yeah.
I would say I had some sort of spiritual entity like try to corrupt me, and I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's real. That stuff's real. And this was like some sort of.
I know. It's totally real. Do you think that the demons, you know how everybody's demons and all that, do you think that the demons are really the archons?
Yeah. I think it's all. I think you know it's the same stuff, just two different names. Like the word archon, the word archon comes out of Gnosticism. You know the Gnostics, and demon comes more out of you know like the traditional you know Christian texts or Jewish texts or whatever. But it's both really the same stuff, from what I know.
And like, so anyway, when they would drug me, like whoever it was, because I don't know, but I know that when I was sleeping.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. I know from personal experience, the highest levels, I've been around these people in person. I went and I actually met the people within the hierarchy of the secret societies when I was doing my research. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
They wanted to see me in person to see how big of a threat I was to them. And
Are you kidding me?
I swear to you, in Hollywood, for real.
Oh my God.
In Hollywood, and
So they're really like petty, right? They're freaking disgusting petty people. Like God forbid anybody we need to kill them. Like that type. Like are they petty or are they demonized? Like they're really powerful. Are they powerful people or things? Or
they're extremely powerful. They're not really petty. I mean, it's more like business. To them, it's really just business. But they're deep into the occult, into the spiritual stuff. They're very. That's why when you get targeted, that's why I always talk about God, because if you get targeted, you have to be with God, because these people are deep into spiritual stuff. They're into some deep, devilish type of stuff, and so Ouija boards and sacrifices, all that weird stuff. They're into all that, and me. See, what happened to me is I walked into a gigantic intelligence occult type of thing, and I didn't even know it. I was so naive, and I had and so I mean, it's just so weird, and I've had a lot of things happening. Like when I went to Burger King, I told the people at Burger King who I was, my name, everything about me, and
They all knew.
Oh yeah. Oh, they already knew I was coming in there anyway, and I knew they knew that. But anyway, I just told them my name and all my stuff. And I told them not to poison me, and they still drugged my food. They put some sort of drug in my food, and then they'd have the people working at the counter come and keep looking at me, like spook me, and I'm just like,
And listen
to this. So I ended up going to the hospital.
Hey, you know what? I had Burger King. Are you trying to tell me something? I'm scared of you now.
You ate Burger King today?
Yeah.
Oh.
So like that's a like because I'm so mindfucked. Like that's a huge trigger for me. Like people say crazy stuff like that. I just had Burger King. I feel fine. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm just afraid of that feeling again.
That is weird. No. This is what I'm talking about. Was real. This was at a Burger King in downtown Muskegon.
No, I know.
Yeah, this happened to me, and then it happened to me at Do you know where Applebee's? Do you know about Applebee's, the restaurant? Yeah. It happened to me there too, and they even put a spoon. They brought me like an iced tea, and they put a spoon in the iced tea, and that was like a little joke saying like we drugged you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then right, but when I was listen, when I was at the Burger King and I got drugged there, I went to the hospital, and they had some woman like.
Wait. So tell me exactly. What kind of feeling? Why you want? Like what feeling was it? Like you know what I mean? Like being drugged, like because.
It was intense. I never felt anything like that before. It was pretty intense.
Well, I really would like to know exactly.
It reminded me of a psychiatric drug. I've never taken a psychiatric drug in my life, but I think I did. I think I did when they drugged me. It felt like something, it was
something like a downer, like you felt a little like.
Yeah.
Higher type, right? Okay.
Yeah, and listen to this. One of the groups that I pissed off was like the real Nazis, not like neo-Nazis, but actual real Nazis that from World War II, like them and their family and their children. They're heavily involved with me and monitoring me and stuff like that, and they actually had Nazis. Now after I ate the Burger King, I went back to an area that I rode from. Basically it was like the hood, and I'm like walking around jump roping. I didn't let the drug mess me up. After I left the hospital, I went jump roping, and I was passing out flyers telling people who I am, how I had pissed off the government through all my conspiracy research, and I almost got killed, beat that, and then I even tell people, I just said, man, I beat gang stalking, and after they drugged my food, I was still out there passing out flyers, jump roping. I didn't let it beat me. It made me more hardcore.
Right.
I was just like, I gotta be 10 times more hardcore because they think they're gonna slow me down and make me fall off, and so now I gotta be more hardcore now,
Exactly. So how do you think that I totally believe you.
Mm-hmm.
after they drugged me and I was scared. I went back to the valley, okay? And everywhere I would go, oh my God, they were all, it was like, okay, this is how it felt. It felt like an archon getting into people. Anybody that I came across, that I looked at, you know what I mean, or I talked to, the archon would get into the person, totally take over him, and not only make fun of me, but, you know what I mean, the whole sarcastic, like, repeating shit that you just did, repeating shit that you just looked at or you read, you know what I mean, things like that. Like, that's how bad it was to me. Anyway, so how do they know? Number one, how do they know? How do they know everything? How do they know to drug you really quick? I mean, it's like, so my conclusion is that they all are chipped, and they all are connected to one huge, like, either archon or entity or a computer. And these Freemasons, whatever they are, they have a huge computer in their screen. You are a number to them. They type in a number, and boom, your whole brain gets pulled up. Okay, your brain gets pulled up, and they pretty much pretty much mind control, like they put thoughts in your head, or they actually tell you, look, you need to drug this. Telepathically tell you need to drug this or something like that. I mean, it has to be done that way. It cannot be done like, hey, the Freemasons are calling you. Oh, okay, this is the manager of Applebee's. Yeah, sure. You want us to drug this guy named when they come in and like, yeah, sure, we'll do that for you. Yeah, no problem. Okay. That's not how it works, right? I mean, it's impossible for it to work that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think there is like some sort of technological, spiritual thing to it because I think this gets. I'm gonna take it a step further. I think a lot of this gets into abduction, like UFO, flying saucer type of like abductions and stuff like that.
Tell me about that. Explain that to me. I don't understand.
I think the government was trading knowledge. The government was exchanging people. Like the extraterrestrials were basically like, we want the people. We want to be able to abduct the people and do our experiments on them and use them and use their.
I know that.
And right.
I agree with that. Okay.
And the government.
That's old news. Okay, but
well, let me finish. In return, the government got technology from the aliens, and now the government. I think the government's out there abducting people. I don't think when people get abducted, it's always aliens. I think a lot of time it'll be, like the secret societies and stuff abducting people with the technology, and then they chip people. They do different stuff to people, and But if you talk about it, then people are going to think you're tripping. But I think there's something to it.
So then, okay, so a person, so how do they know? Like, okay, you're going to come in and Burger King, they need to drug your food, and they need to also run the psych up on you to get you scared, so they need to all go and look at you, like 5 different people looking at you just to make sure, like, to make you feel like, hey, he's going to pass out. Like, I know exactly that mind fuck, that's the most scariest mind fuck, because it's like, and you're scared as hell, and they're looking at you like, oh, are you going to pass out yet? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why they came back to look at you, just to scare the shit out of you, you know what I mean? So how does that work? I would like to know, from the alien abduction, how does that work, that they all are in sync with one, they have one, like,
well, they don't know. They don't know where you're gonna go. They're plugged into everything. They're juiced into all the Burger Kings across America. They're juiced into them. It's the corporate. Okay, the Burger King Corporation. Whoever owns the Burger King Corporation are the same people.
Okay. Like, you're gonna. Okay, let's say that they know 10 minutes ahead, like 20 minutes ahead, that you're gonna go to that Burger King. I don't know how they would know that unless
they don't know. They don't know. They don't know if you're going to go there. They're just prepared for it. You're talking about the shadow government. Like this, the real government, like the real government is like made to look like it's basically like a joke. They can't do anything right. They can't answer anything right. They fail at everything. But the real government is what you're talking about, is the shadow government, and they're prepared for everything, no matter what. They know that if you decide not to go to Burger King and you go to Dairy Queen across the street, they were prepared for that because they own the corporations.
Okay, so
But what you're saying
you go in there.
I've had situations where I went to a place and they weren't prepared for me to go there, but they would call the management in there. They would get the people who own the place or who own the franchise to come in there. They would have the people wake up and put on their clothes and come there just because I was there. They didn't know I was going to go there, and so I startled them. And so they called the management in just to go there, just to see what I would say. And see the I think I'm a little different from you because the things that I know about and the things I can talk about, people actually have to have a clearance level. I know stuff that a politician would have to have a clearance level for. Somebody in the CIA would have to have they would have to have a clearance level. Somebody in the FBI would have to have a clearance level just to know what I know. A clearance. Okay, say you're in the FBI, and you know it's on a need to know basis. You're not going to know something unless you need to know, and if you need to know it, they're going to give you a clearance, a security clearance. Just like the president can't even go to Area 51. Did you know that? Obama can't even go to Area 51. He doesn't have a clearance. He can't. The president of the United States of America cannot get into Area 51. He doesn't have the clearance. I know the things I know about. People have to have clearances to know about it. I know about things that people just don't have the clearances, and they don't want me out there communicating with ordinary people because the people ordinary. No. I was studying conspiracy for years, and then I went online and did a bunch of radio interviews and got thousands of views. And then all the secret societies heard what I was saying, and they pulled me out to Hollywood. I ended up going out to Hollywood on my own volition.
So they invited you, and they pretended to be somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. And I got around them in person. They were examining me, and now.
Tell me about it. Were they all Jewish?
No, I don't want to say over, because I don't want to say over the phone, like,
Okay.
or you know what I mean? Because I don't want to put you in a situation where people are going to be listening to you more, and you know what I mean? Because they, you know what I'm saying? But you know.
I think that they're doing a really heavy cycle on me still. Like, let me tell you what they do, okay? This is an example, okay? And don't get scared because, like, every time that shit like that happens to me, I feel like the poisoning, that was supposed to be killing me.
Right.
When I came from pretty much from the dead, and when I called somebody from Posers and I said, hey, what's up? And he's like, wait, you're supposed to be dead. I'm like, why am I supposed to be dead? Oh, because I heard that this person, blah blah blah, told me that you were dead, that you died. Somebody in the valley murdered you. A group of gangsters murdered you. Oh, really? Do you know how I got murdered? No. But you're like an urban legend. That's what he said. Okay? And then this is a guy that I was really close with, but he went to jail. For whatever. So, but at one point I was like living with someone. I was really close to him. So he knew the kind of person I was. You know what I mean? So that's what he told me. Okay? And that's the rumor out there. Okay? So from how powerful this was, like you know how you said that because of God, that's the only way that you were supposed to be dead, but you didn't. And exactly the same thing with me. It was like a higher power. I told the higher power, me dying is not an option. Like me, in my heart, me dying was not an option. But I was dying. Like I was pretty much whatever it was they did to me. How I
I think what happened to you was
Oh, okay. So yes,
spiritual.
I remember now.
I think they were spiritually. I think that was some form of like spiritual and psychological warfare. I think they were trying to play with you and like psych you out and try to make you kill yourself or make you to the point to where you didn't know what was going on, like freak you out. Because if they really wanted to kill you, I mean, they would have tried. You know, they would have tried a little bit harder than that. Like they were. I think they were playing with you.
So you're telling me that they easily could have, if they really wanted me to kill you, you're so right. You're so right. If they really wanted to kill me, they would have just they would have got some car just to run me over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want to kill you. They're not going to kill you. They don't want to. There's something about you that they need something from you. They want something. They're getting something from you, and they're not. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what it is, but you're. I mean, you have to be you're a VIP. You're incredibly important. You're important to them.
I know.
Right.
There was something. Yeah, I do. I just, and I just feel like that, like, and I still feel like that, but I can't figure it out. And it has to be beyond this life. You know what I mean? But what are they trying to get from me? What are they doing? I have no idea. You know what I mean?
It's probably, you know what, like you said, they talk to archons and demons and stuff. I mean, you know, you were probably spoke the spiritual the darker spiritual entities probably communicated to them to choose you for some reason. You know, like you said, you have past lives and parallel lives. I mean, it sounds like, you know, you might be some sort of threat to some sort of archon entity or spiritual entity. I mean, it's very, that wouldn't surprise me. It's very possible. I don't doubt stuff like that.
No. I feel like that in my heart, but it's like when I can't tell people that, like, oh, I'm VIP. You know what I mean? I can't really tell myself that, like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. But you being an outside observer, like, I really truly feel like that in my heart. You know what I mean? I was always, I think I might be like, what do you call it? Like, what do they call the aliens from a different galaxy, and they reincarnate here? They're like, you know, they're
Yeah,
workers,
a starseed.
beyond. It's like a star seed, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Adjonian or whatever. Like they're like really sensitive. They actually reverse negative energy to positive energy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I've always done that. I've always, like, if I see somebody in stress or even negative, I literally, like, even if they're negative towards me, I literally would transfer it to positive. Like, I would just tell them, hey, you know, what's that? That's beautiful, isn't it? And they're like, yeah. And then there you go. Like, I don't know. It's like I did it subconsciously. I just thought that growing up, I was just a good person. You know what I mean? Growing up, but it got to the point where, and the one, okay, so pretty much what this is what happened really quick, okay? The first psych-op, okay, I got in the program because of Kenny, because somehow, you know, Kenny was a part of it, okay? He was a cat burglar. He would literally go out at night and he would have an archon in him, and he would do like Superman things that nobody could do, like things that are just crazy. He would do it every night and never get caught, and never. I mean, how would you go to like somebody's house and you would go to, and they're sleeping, and you would go to every room, you would take anything you wanted, then you would go and you would find their keys, and you would go to you would get their car, and you would fill up everything that they had, whatever you wanted, in their car, and then you would drive the car down the street to your house, and then, you know, have me come out and help you, okay? That's the kind of shit that he did, okay? And it sounds funny, and I'm putting him on blast, but everybody already knows, all the dirty nuts, they know that, and, you know, go ahead, Penny, he lives in Chatsworth. Anyway, because he really, like, so anyway, so they gave him a choice, and they blackmailed him, and they said, you know, we want her. Like, that part I know, but I'm telling you, because I'm not really, I've told people this is like old news.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it out, but because I don't have the concrete facts, like it's not like I mean? And everything, like, you remember all this weird shit, like, why would he do this? Why would he do that? Why would he try to like, you know, he tried to get me to leave him. Like, I don't know where he's just like, dude, I just want you to go. You come back, but I want you to go. And I'm like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Like, I don't have any family out here, and you want me to leave when I just got here like 2 months ago? You want me to leave out of nowhere? Like, well, wait, and you want me to leave my stuff here too because you want to watch my stuff? Like, I'm like, wait, like, no, this doesn't make sense. I'm not leaving. And he would like, he did everything he could to get me to leave, and I thought that it was because of a flame that he wanted to have. So I wasn't gonna go, and I was like, dude, tell me if it's a flame. It's okay, tell me. He wouldn't tell me that because that wasn't it, you know. But anyway, I was like thinking memories. I don't like memories, but make a long story short, he could have told me, hey, Tori, it's something really bad. You need to go. There's ways to tell people that you love, but instead, he's like he let them do whatever they did. They did some crazy shit to me because one day I woke up like after being like 15 hours. I passed, and he was. This is all on meth. Okay, so like imagine me thinking, oh my god, I'm so paranoid. Oh my god, this is not true. Oh my god, I'm so crazy. For the whole time, I thought that it was all in my head. I knew nothing about any of this. I thought that I was going schizophrenic because of the mess. I thought that everything that like was the psychops that were running on me, I totally it was in denial about it. Like, and I totally would just go like, dude, you know, I'm being paranoid, and it's like, but like after like when I found everything out, it was just so funny to me because I was right about everything, all the little like, you know, all everything. I was completely on point. But anyway, he could have told me, you know, I had, and on top of everything, this is the personal thing. He wanted me to get pregnant. He got me pregnant. I said, you know, this is not like, I don't want to have a baby like this. He made me he did not let me have an abortion. He made me have the baby, and then he gave the baby to his mom, or we did, because, you know, so pretty much that was a psych up on me as it is. I don't know who my daughter is. I'm the only way for me not to go crazy and literally to go there and shoot him in the face or go kidnap my daughter is totally like, you know, completely giving it to God. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't, yeah.
Was there any signs that this could have been like some sort of cult? Like, is that too far out there? That he could.
What do you mean as far as who was in the cult?
Cults do stuff like that. They target chicks and have them have children and then take the child, and the woman never sees the child again, and the child's brought into the cult.
Yeah, I don't think so because the child, my daughter is with his mom, and his mom is, you know, was living in Chatsworth where I lived on the 1 acre property. The only thing that I can think of is they wanted a baby from me from my genetics, and they think that after she gets to be 18, they're gonna take her and they're gonna turn her into some type of blind person because they really wanted me to have a baby. And the Archons are like in that whole area. The Archon is just filled with Archons. You don't even know before I knew all this because I wasn't supposed to know. When I went through it, that's the way that, you know, that it happens. When you go through it, you don't know, and then after everything just comes at you. You know, that's how life is. You know, with anything. So not just the psychops, you know. But I had no idea. But when I looked at pictures, I would see these. In the picture, I had the vision because okay, like when you do math, I did a little bit of research. When you do math, I did math for 5 years every day. Okay, when you do math, your third eye opens automatically because you don't eat. You know how your third eye opens is when you don't eat for like 4 or 5 days, and you're up. Okay,
that's
so
what.
There you go. I was up, and trust me, I was connected to the different dimension. I was so connected. I was crazy shit that I cannot explain. That like over in India
And in China and stuff, that's what a lot of those monks and gurus do. Is they drink water, but they don't eat and they don't sleep, and then they start tripping after a few days.
No, it's not tripping.
They have visions. I'm saying tripping.
No. Your third eye opens.
Right, your pineal gland.
You're connected to the other dimension, to the higher or to a demon dimension.
Right.
You could just see, like, so look, I would look at a picture, let's say me. Okay, let's say I had a picture, and it was actually no, I never saw a picture of me with the demons, but like let's say Kenny. Okay, there was a physical picture of Kenny, and inside the picture, I would be like, because I didn't know at the time, so I was like, dude, this is crazy. Why am I just looking at this? I would see these literally 20. I don't know if they were human, if they were demons. They were always like demons, but they weren't. They were just. It was like the outline of them, and they were having an orgy. And I saw literally like 40 or 20 of them in different positions, all around together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
You've seen an orgy on TV. Okay, now imagine that times 4. There's 4 groups, and they were all together. And it's like anywhere I looked, they would be in a different position, and it was just a crazy shit.
Yeah, it's interdimensional type entities.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I saw that. Yes, and let me tell you the one that will over the top, the cherry on top. Okay, what do you think of this? Okay, like really quick. This is really cool to hear this. Now I can talk to somebody about this. I've talked to people about it. I told the guy that I told you about. No, he's not a guy. He was like a 52-year-old man. But anyway, I told him about it. But he was like, oh yeah, oh whoa. He has no idea. But people
Right.
don't have a clue. When you go through that, it's like nobody knows. Everybody you talk to, they're like, yeah, cool. But they don't really know. They don't really. They probably don't even believe me. But anyway, okay, like Kenny. This is how Kenny was. Okay, because I have to tell you like his personality in order to tell you the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny was the fifth of 4 brothers. He had 4 brothers. He was the youngest. He was the most spoiled. He was the most crazy. He's bipolar. Okay, he would kill you with his hands. Everybody that he fought, he put in the hospital. No, I'm not kidding.
No, I believe you.
Okay, he's a Mexican, the heavy bone Mexican. You know what I mean? Okay. So pretty much his mom is a tribe. Okay, so he was like the really like heavy bone Mexicans. They're like they see things, and Kenny would see wolves and shit, visions and shit. Like
Damn. Yeah.
He's somebody as well. Like he did. He saw a vision of a pack of wolves right before he met me. He saw this vision of 5 wolves coming down, and he actually saw the noise, the thumping. Okay, he felt it. He looked up and he saw 5 wolves. They all went to the city up from Lansing. That's where he was in the corner by. Were you at Circle K ever on Dempstar and Topanga, right by the Savannah or whatever?
No.
No, you don't remember? Okay. Well, anyway, there's like Starbucks right there. If you go all the way to Topanga, he probably went down Topanga now. But anyway, so they were running to the city, and one of them stopped, and one of them didn't want to go, and Kenny's like, go with them, and he just, he stopped, and he went back like a dog would do, back, and boom, he ran back, and that was it. And that was right before Kenny met me. So, do you know what that vision is? Do you know what that meaning of what happened? There was a pack of wolves. He was the wolf that should not have gone with him. So, pretty much, everything plays out in the future. He went with the pack. He went with the people that did this. He shouldn't have done that. He should have gone back. He shouldn't have done what he did. He shouldn't have gone with the pack. I don't know if you understand or not, but.
No, I hear what you're saying. He has some sort of vision, and you're saying he should not have gone with the pack. Are you equate?
That's what it
You're talking about Are you talking directly about the situation about you being targeted? Like
No, I'm talking about the whole. I'm talking about the whole thing about what he did. You know, how he was a part of them. He shouldn't. You know, because he was a part of them. When he did what he did to me, that was a part of him. What he did to himself, that's being a part of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
He's a bitch. He's a bitch. I mean, he's a bitch. Like, he doesn't have a life. They probably use him for whatever. And on top of it, he's getting side jobs as well. And, you know, and they're just probably whatever they're doing to him, you think that they're not doing the same thing to him that they did, you know?
Yeah.
Like, using the shit out of him. Like, he goes to jail literally every 6 months. Now he stayed out until, I haven't talked to him or anything like that, but I looked him up on Facebook and something. But anyway, he's in jail again, so they're just using him. You know how they're using him? By him going to jail, they get money. Somebody somewhere gets money for him being in jail for 18 months or whatever he gets. Okay?
Yeah.
The people that we're dealing with, that's how, like, that's the level we're dealing with. The people that get the money if you go to jail. And that's pretty fucking up there, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, so what was my? Oh yeah, okay. So that's pretty much who Kenny was, okay? So one night we go and it's 3 in the morning. Now we would be up all night and we would be sleeping all day. For 2 years we went out at that time. We never saw anything. It was just normal night. But this one night, right before he all of a sudden changed and he wanted me to leave. Okay, it was like literally like a week before that. Okay, we're going in the car and I look to my side and so you know where Chatsworth Hills, like where all the Charlie Manson stuff.
Yeah.
You know how you go up there. It's not Susanna. It's some different. Like you go in the car and you go up and you go around. And it's like all trees and stuff. It's like a road. I'm not sure, but it's like a long road, and it's all hills and it's all up there. So, so I'm looking and I see a person in black, and I'm thinking. First, I thought it was a horse because it was 3 in the morning. It was dark. It was all black. He was all black, and I was like, "Hey, what? A horse?" And I was like, "No, it's not a horse." And he looked kind of tall. And I said, "Wow." And in my head, I'm like, "Wow, that thing is tall, or that person is tall." And I'm thinking, okay. And usually people are shorter and smaller when they're far away, and then when they get to be up close, they get bigger, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was looking down it was like up a hill. And he was coming down a hill. But he was still big. He was huge. But we go onto the shore. We were riding around for a little bit, okay? Then we decided to go back to the house. You don't think Kenny didn't see the guy or the person or the thing, okay? He didn't see him. I saw him. I made that whatever theory in my head about why is he so big and he looks like a horse. So whatever we were doing, however long it took, like 15 minutes, we were riding around. We decided to go back home. We parked the car. We parked across from his house, and we parked down the street and we're walking. So boom, this thing is across the street from us on Kenny's side of the street where his house is, and we're at the opposite side of the street, and he's walking towards us and we're walking towards him. He must have been about, I was up to his waist, okay?
Yeah.
I was not scared of him, okay? Kenny, when he saw him, Kenny turned white. Kenny, like I said, he's not scared of anything, okay? Anybody. He was still he's that type, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's never lost
Fearless.
He's not. But he turned white, okay? And he grabbed my hand and he said, "Oh my God, there was
Mm-hmm.
So he grabs my hand. He did not look, and he told me, "Don't, whatever you do, don't look." But I was scared of nothing, and I looked at him, and literally from, even though I was like maybe 50 feet away from him, I was literally about, I was up to his waist, maybe just a little bit taller probably, up to his waist. That's how tall he was. He was wearing all black. He had a black cape on. Black cape.
What?
That covered.
For real?
That covered. Hold on. That covered. I saw pictures on the internet. It took me like 2 years to get a normal picture. I'll send you one. It's one of my Google Plus. He had a cape, or he had like the black thing on that went like it covered his whole face. And it's like weird because it covered his whole face. But you know, like, okay, like, you know how, like, okay, if you put a towel over your face, you can still see your face. But it was a special made cape to where it was beyond his face, but he could still see. I mean, he couldn't see, I'm not sure. Okay? The cape went all the way down, and it almost dragged to the floor. So he was covered completely. He had a hump on his back. Okay?
Damn.
Like two, like if he, like as if he had angel wings, okay? And the most crazy part, we gotta do research, we gotta know what this is. Because I know for a fact that the way it wasn't somebody dressed up. No, it wasn't somebody dressed up to be funny because Kenny was scared out of his mind. And let me tell you what he said. But anyway, so like he had, you know, when he was walking downhill, I thought it was a horse for a minute. Because he walked as if he was on a horse. Okay, so he walked like he had a hump back, which he did. He had a hump on his back, but the way he walked was not human. He walked like a horse. When a horse walks, especially slowly, you know how, like, okay, imagine you walking and you juggling. You know, like juggling like a horse. What do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was juggling like as if he was carrying a person on his back, or I don't even know, or carrying a book on his head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear. I see what you're saying.
So he was like juggling, and he didn't look human. I thought he was a devil. A devil of horn.
I bet you it wasn't human. I'm serious. That stuff doesn't surprise me. I know for a fact that we're coexisting right now with entities that are not human. And they don't reveal themselves unless they want to reveal themselves. So, you know what I mean? Like, you had an encounter with an entity that wasn't human. Like, some people have encounters with Bigfoot. I mean, it sounds like you had an encounter with an entity.
Well, listen, I would like to know why he purposely showed himself. Like Kenny said, I have been bad. I've been doing bad things, and they're coming for me. And this is okay. You know how
See, he knew that might have been that you might have been bearing witness to it. That might have been specifically for Kenny.
I know it was because he knew exactly what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
He never died. He didn't die. Is it pretty much the thing here? The closure of it all. He gave them what they wanted, and what they wanted was me, and that was his pretty much. They did that. So
Damn. That's all he needed to see to scare him into it, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, you're so right. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
It had to be because right after that, he got scared. But why? Well, how come it didn't scare me and scared him? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me why I wasn't scared of that thing?
Because
it freaked me. It totally mind boggled me. But I wasn't scared. And I remember calling my mom. Been up for like 4 days, and I called my mom. Mom was like, "Are you sure that you just, my mom knew that I was on drugs, and she was like, hey, are you sure that you need to sleep maybe?" I said, "Mom, no, this thing, it was crazy, da da da." So why was he so scared shitless, and why did he do what he did? Like, can you explain that?
They needed to use him to get to you. They couldn't just do that to you. They had to have your approval And of course, you weren't going to give them your approval, and so they needed somebody extremely close to you to be able to do that to you, and so they went through him.
And on top of it, they needed him to be okay because, like, literally, like, what started happening right after is they would drug me, and then I would wake up 15 hours later because I would kind of remember when I smoked, and then I don't remember going to bed. It's a really powerful drug, and then 15 hours later I would wake up, and it was like they did something to me. I just knew it because when you go to sleep, the subconscious mind is open. You know exactly what's going on, but you can't do that thing. And I would wake up and I would feel like what the fuck just happened? Like, what did I go through? I would feel so, I don't know, because the subconscious mind, on a subconscious level, I would know every little fucking thing. But since I was so third eye open, right away, I was like, what the fuck did you do to me? Why I would come at him like that, you know? So I would totally not let him think that it's all in my head. At that point, I totally, and it was so obvious that literally it was something crazy, supernatural, and like, it's crazy. You know how they say that all of them, because all the Freemasons and all of them, they all are connected to one mind, and they telepathically communicate. Like me and you, we could hang up the phone, and we would have the power to literally talk to each other through our heads, doing whatever. Like I'm gonna walk my dog right now. Let's say that we're busy working out right now. We could be communicating through our heads. That's what they do, and that's why, and that's why it's so powerful to them because they know the secrets of how to do that.
They're ultimate.
That's how they all communicate, and I've seen it happen. I've seen the hive mind connected to all of my.
Yeah.
You don't even know what I've seen. I told you on the message I said, okay, when I was really drugged, I was really sick, I thought I was going to die, I went up to the sky, okay? I went from the freaker house that I ended up in when I ran and I went to the valley. You know, I go to this guy's house across the street, and I think he's cool. He's a Mexican, he barely speaks English.
Uh-huh.
And I tell him, and I swear on my daughter that this is exactly what happened. I tell him, hey, I need a ride. Please give me a ride. Can you do that for me? I'm in trouble. I need to leave. And he starts talking to me. He goes, and as he's talking to me, he's not talking to me. He said a few things to me, and he had really bad English. But as he's talking to me, I'm asking him over and over again, can you take me? Can you take me? Can you take me? And then, I swear on my life, there's a light behind him.
Uh-huh.
There's a light behind him, and I can see his eyes and what they're doing, but it's dark, and he thinks that I can't see him. And he literally, from looking at me, he looks up to the side and up, literally, like he just got an ET message. And he says to me in broken English, no, I can't do that. They would get mad at me. And then, after he says that, he looks up.
Damn.
The side is up, and he gets a message, and he looks over at me, and he says to me, it's a look he gave. He said, oh, damn. Oh, okay. Yeah, honey. Like, he felt like damn was like damn, like, whatever they're doing is crazy, and I feel bad for you. Like, truly, I feel bad, not in a sarcastic way. That's the kind of shit that I went through, okay? And I know for a fact that, like, there wasn't this, I know everything that I went through, and I know it's all real, you know?
I think a lot of this is, like you're saying, spiritual. I think through emotions like fear and greed, things like that, they're able to use that energy. Like when people are in those energy states of like anger and fear and greed.
But listen, okay, yeah, they could get that energy. I wasn't fear, but
no, not you.
My connection to God is what I think of why I lived through it. Number one. For two, do you really think that while I was dying, when literally I was dying probably for 30 days or whatever the poison was, it didn't leave my body. I was so sick for 3 freaking months. Like, you don't even know. You know what I mean? But do you think that I was scared? I was scared shitless, but you're gonna sleep with somebody, go ahead. You're a bitch. You know, and I never get jealous. I never, like, this is the kind of person I am. I never get jealous. I'm above that. And I never have greed. I don't have any greed. I will give you my last tip. Because I know that the more you get, the more you have, the more you get, or the more you give, the more you get. You don't even know what kind of people that I was around. I was surrounded by these scum, greed, fear, fucking jealous, fucking hating ass ladies, okay? They were all like that. They were all like just conniving. Let me give you 20 of that bad shit. I take one of some good shit. Switching pipes, all that stories that you probably never heard of. All that, I was right in the middle of that. And I was the opposite of that. Like I told you again, I'm a light worker and I actually switched the energy. I would always switch the energy like that without even thinking that I'm doing it. Like I don't get jealous. I don't have fear. I don't have greed, especially greed. I've never been greedy about nothing. You know, even like my beats, like the most important thing to me when I was out there, it was like my beats. You know, I have beats. You know, because beats like and I'm still sure of my beats. You know. But anyway, it's not for a story, yeah, so that's pretty much. So you were telling me, so the healings, they can use them, yeah, they definitely, so it is the archons involved, right? I mean, that's
Right.
the archons are real. Everybody, I mean, somehow we'll figure it out.
They're hosted. The people, a lot of people out there are hosted, and it's like to what degree they're hosted. Like I remember back in the day when I was younger, all I cared about was sex and drinking alcohol and things like that.
It's crazy how you want, because I'm like, I have that spirit, like, where, like, I would love to investigate, like, I'm exactly like you.
Right.
I was never, but you're a guy, though, you're a guy.
Right.
So, like, how long, why did you get into the crazy, you were out to look for something, look for the truth, were you always like that, or was it just...
Yeah, I was always like that, but I went through a lot of phases before I decided that I was going to dedicate my life to it. It wasn't until...
Yeah, you're a guy, so, you know what I mean? Of course, whatever you said in the beginning, of course, that's the part of you that's going out. You know?
It was like 2012 that I took it real seriously, and I decided I was going to do something about it and, like, begin putting research out.
You know what's really crazy? Everybody, like, I'm talking to so many people, all the research that I've done, and it hit them in late 2011. Like,
Yeah.
they all woke up. Something happened. It
Yeah.
was 2011 started 2012.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So many people, dude. Why is this? Why? Something, we need to research. We need to get to the bottom of this. And you're really good research. And we need to research why. We need to put all our questions together to make the conclusion and to have the final whatever of every topic and every question that I have. Okay, and we got to research what happened in 2011 with planets, with alignments, and whatever.
We'll figure it out no matter what. Like we'll figure it out. You know what's crazy? The gang stalking program. They use these women against me all the time. That are like real.
But the women are the most. It's the number one thing. Like how they have the same strategy for what they do. The CIA. They get really pretty women. They might empty a bunch of them. They make them assassins and such like, and then they go and they blackmail all the people that are poor. That's what they do. That's their number one tactic. It works. You know what I mean? But anyway,
No, I was saying I feel privileged to be talking to a beautiful woman that isn't being paid to do something like that. You know what I mean? That is going through the same sorts of things that I go through. So I feel grateful to be able to help you do whatever whatever I can help you with. I'm grateful for that.
oh, thank you. That's really sweet.
Yeah. And you know what? That area, that San Fernando Valley, there's so many UFO sightings there. Have you ever heard about that?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. No, dude, I did research because after I figured everything out a couple months ago, I went on the internet and I typed in chats with pills, chats with this, any witchcraft, any UFOs, and none came back. Nothing like that came back. I mean, I did hours and days of research. Oh, no.
Do you think they're coming in from like other dimensions, or do you think these are like they got these flying saucers like in some base somewhere in the hills?
Um,
Or maybe both. Maybe it's both. You know?
I don't know because I don't know much about aliens. I haven't done my research on aliens.
The
You know
rep
what
see
more? I have no idea.
the
I don't
reptilians.
even know how to connect the two. I cannot wrap it around my head that the government is connected to the aliens and the aliens are, the aliens, they communicate. Like the government goes and they communicate with the aliens and they're friends and they talk. I can't wrap my head around that.
Well,
You know what I mean?
the extraterrestrials or well, not really. See, some of the entities aren't actually extraterrestrials; are actually from Earth. They were here before humans, like the reptilians. They're older.
Yeah,
They live
Do
underneath.
you think that I saw reptilians that live in South Central?
Yeah, they live. They've been here longer than humans. They've been on the Earth longer than humans. There was There was a newspaper article written in the Los Angeles Times back in the 1930s where an archaeologist said there was a city underneath Los Angeles full of reptilians, and
Yeah,
you remember that?
Uh-huh.
Right. So I think what happened was as
So
humans
wait a minute. So like,
in the
that's why
in the
everything
Mexican
is happening in LA. It's not because it's LA. It's because there's some connection to these reptilians.
yeah, in the native
So it's over a long time.
in the Aztecs and the Mayans and the native groups that were in the LA area, they already knew about the reptilians. They had been like if you look at the Aztec and the Mayas and the Incas and all that stuff, they show pictures of they depict reptilians in their artwork. They knew about the reptilians.
Yeah. Hold on one second, okay?
All right.